Today's a little different. It's almost like a channel checkpoint. Today I want to talk about why I do what I do. Originally I wanted to just chat about how I unreleased and re-released some music, but then I thought this would be a decent excuse to document why I started YouTube and music as a whole. So given that I'm a man of lists, let's start with a list of why I do this stuff. 1. For myself. This one's easy. I like music, I like making stuff, exploring video editing has been fun, etc. Basically, all the things I do on here are fun on some level. 2. Organization and learning. My YouTube is a great way to explore concepts for me in an organized way. I satisfy the OCD itch to cover all aspects of a subject and understand it to the level that I can present it. It also gives me that concrete need to go learn something that I wanted to learn but probably would have made excuses about doing. 3. Documenting the undocumented. I really like documenting the things that no one's documented before. A lot of the info on my channel has never been covered, and who knows, maybe never would have been. I just like the idea of preserving history and making sure the info is there for whoever needs it. I often think of my channel as an encyclopedia of useless knowledge. And 4. To make someone somewhere happier. I remember some dark times that have been made better by a single joke, a YouTube video, a tidbit of information, or a single song. In doing what I do, I hope I can offer even a single person a small snippet of that same comfort. So then, no fancy summation for you. As I just said, I'm a documentation specialist, not a YouTuber. Instead, I will suddenly and jarringly move on to my music. I'll pop up a picture of my current Spotify at the time of writing. 1. We have Progression of Happiness. This was my first release, an album where I tried things and it was fun. It was actually also me just attempting to learn music production fast so I could meet a goal. That goal was the second thing I would release, but it was also on a deadline. 2. Lo-Fi Beats to Poop To, an EP in honor of my newborn son. It was on a deadline for when he was born to honor and cherish him. 3. My recent singles and soon EP. I recently released Up All Night, Miyako, and The End of Eternity. I have one more coming down the pipeline and then I'm going to throw them all on an EP. Does it make sense to release them all as singles and then combine them as an EP? I don't know. Does it matter? No. So then stepping back to my first release, Progression of Happiness, I was learning and it was rough. I really like moments from it, but there's so much I would change and a lot to learn from it. That said, it's also an interesting snapshot to a period in my life where I thought, yes, all of this makes sense and I should release it. So I thought to myself, I want to preserve that, but also change it. Time for another list. 1. Document the original. I decided to upload the full original album to my YouTube. That's why you now see it as a video on my channel. 2. Remove the original from streaming. I don't think it accurately represents me. YouTube acts as the documentation I know and love, but streaming is the music I'm proud of. 3. Remove some songs from the album. A big thing I learned was to take a step back. At the time, I was just so excited that I made music I was proud of. I said, wow, I made this and I like it. It was too difficult to really look at it and say, yeah, but is it good enough? I'm not saying everything has to be a masterpiece, just that I shouldn't have been okay with liking my music. I should have had to love my music. It's kind of like how I released plenty of musical stuff on my YouTube that's fun and sparks joy. That doesn't mean I'm going to add it to streaming because I don't love it and I don't want to listen to it over and over. So I pulled out only the songs on the album that I loved. 4. A tiny bit of editing. Nothing crazy. I don't want to go in and completely remaster. I want to retain the original feel of the songs and keep whatever the idea was that I had at the time. I may not be in that same headspace now, but I can respect it. What I do want is to mellow out the awful annoying drums. I like the songs, but geez, the drums can be ear-piercing and I don't have any clue why I did that. 5. Re-upload. I re-uploaded 4 songs out of the original 12, which is more an EP than an album. Less is definitely more here. And that about sums up my music and my YouTube up to April 2024. I really hope walking through this was helpful or at least entertaining to you. It also acts as a little explanation as to why my catalog on streaming has changed and then why I uploaded a bunch of old and new music to my YouTube channel directly.